But let's look at this. Maxwell Agbagba and his views on what the president said and what people are saying.
Weekdays are typically working days in most countries around the world, including Ghana. But while some get busy with work, others prefer to devote a bit more time to their religion, often in the hope of a miracle or for answers to their prayers. So it is worship time here at the Faith Way International Ministries. It is a weekday, but these worshippers inside here are bringing forth to their Maker their own supplications. It is their hope that God will make a timely intervention in their life. Inside the church, this woman lies on the floor in worship of her Maker. A lot of them here have transcended the spiritual realm. As a way of preventing members who arrive late from distracting other worshippers, the gates are locked during the session. This middle-aged woman would, however, not allow the locked doors frustrate her quest to worship and simply kneels and cries out to the heavens. George Boateng is a member of the church. As a video editor, he believes life is transient, hence the need to fight for his salvation. George continues to hope that his devotion to the work of God is what will bring him his breakthrough.
I believe that life is very short, and as human beings, you don't know when you'll be called. God can call you at any given time. Have you thought about that? When God calls you right now, what are you going to tell him? Are you really prepared? Where are you going? Where exactly are you going? The Bible says that we should work on our salvation with great fear and trembling. So for me, the little chance I will get, I have to use to serve God. And it is true that Tuesday is a normal working hours, that you know. But Proverbs has made me understand that it is not your hard work that will make you make it in life. No, it is when God blesses you. Working on my salvation, which is very, very important.
Unlike George Boateng, this man in his late 50s is not really keen about salvation. In an off-record conversation, he says but for his ailment, he will not be at church on a weekday. He's here today to be healed. Resident pastor of the Faith Way International Ministries, Pastor Samuel Nyakum, believes some problems cannot be solved by mere mortals. Pastor Nyakum says he entreats his congregation to turn to God for a solution to their problems.
What people don't normally understand is the spiritual side of life. Normally people have what we think they are okay, but spiritually they might have a lot of problems. So normally the problem is the content of the problem, how the problem is that drives them to the church. Some of them you might see maybe they are working okay, and you might think maybe because of the way they shouldn't come to church. But probably the problem that the person might having is even bigger than the problem. And looking for the solution, you can't tell the person to sometimes not to be at church. The person decided to go to church because of the problem. That's why I believe many people go to church on weekdays, because basically it's the problem. Normally it's the problem, that the spiritual problem that a physical man cannot solve.
Psychology lecturer at the University of Ghana, Mr. Imanoni Boykwashi, says many tend to find solace in religion.
Generally, you find people going through socio-economic hardships, and it is believed that when you engage in religious activities, you end up receiving some relief to these harsh realities. I mean, those economic realities that you're going through, which are quite difficult to manage. So you are in the church, you praying and you casting all your burdens onto God because he cares for you. Now, it gives you that psychological relief, or that mental state where you believe that indeed whatever problems you're going through are now pushed onto God, and He's going to take care of that.
It explains the relief people find in participating in church activity is not only imagined, but real.
It's clear in the psychological literature that when people engage in physical activities, including dancing, all the exercises you think about, endorphins are released into your system, and they are associated with happiness, you know, your general overview on life. It tends to make you happy, you know, and again, it boosts your immune system. So clearly, dancing and singing, it has its own psychological, if you like, positive effects on the person. But on the economic side, really I can't tell, but from where I sit or I stand, I see perhaps the church is gaining more, because people coming to church are going to, you know, give offertory, tithes and so on. So clearly the benefit, I don't know, but perhaps goes to one side instead of the general congregation. It depends on what policies the church, a particular church in question may have, you know, in terms of the distribution of these, you know, forms of income to the church. Otherwise, I think that economically people really don't gain. I mean, physically, you go to church and you don't bring back money from the church, but people believe that God in His own way will bless you. When you go to church, partake in all of these activities, engage in these spiritual activities, you come back to your workplace and you have more clientele trooping into your shop to buy or patronize your services. These are beliefs that people have.
Wow, interesting. Thank you very much, Mr. Lugo. So the president may have advocated for a fine balance between casting one's burdens on God and also working hard to make ends meet. But perhaps the opium of religion will continue to serve the masses.